everybody? What is happening? Welcome to the stream today. We have a happy bunch of fans, don't we? Aren't we all in such a good mood these days? Interestingly enough, not everybody. That's what we're going to talk about. We'll deconstruct this a little bit. We talked about it till the wee hours of the night last night. And we landed on some things, we processed some feelings and everything, but we have big news. Yesterday was a huge day in Jets fandom. The obvious being Conor McGovern, of course. And then we also got a quarterback. That's kind of here, neither here nor there. But Conor McGovern is back. And interestingly enough, we got some news today that the New York Jets are also remaining in contact with one Quan Alexander. Wouldn't that be nice? Keeping the whole gang together. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, so to speak. Who knows? They're going to wait till after the draft, see what the Jets do, and see where Quan's numbers are. That's what we're hearing. So look, big day. Conor McGovern being the small potatoes, but potatoes nonetheless. And then we obviously traded for multiple MVP quarterback, 40-year-old or so quarterback, Super Bowl MVP quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. The New York Jets now have the most competent quarterback that we've had in this organization. What is it? Since Namath? Is that what we're doing? Now, granted, he's on the older side of things, but hey, so was Tom Brady, right? So was Matthew Stafford. They both won Super Bowls for their second team when they went over. The good news is this. Here's what I'll say. Aaron Rodgers has been motivated by, let's call it anger. Let's call it resentment. Can we call it those things? Before. He's done all those things before. And we're getting somewhat of a motivated guy by the same thing. Now, let's go through it. So we know about the initial draft, the Aaron Rodgers draft, when he thought he should be the number one overall pick and stay near his home in California. He thought that the 49ers should take him with the number one overall pick. They did not. They chose Alex Smith. And Aaron Rodgers sat there till the Green Bay Packers, who already had Brett Favre playing at a high level, he just sat there and waited and waited. The Packers take him, and he has to sit for 3 seasons. He was reportedly wearing his chip on the old shoulder there the entire time. When he got his chance, he made the league pay, showing him how great he is. Now, secondarily, he was being perceived as a quarterback who was on the decline. They bring over Matt LaFleur as the new head coach, and the first thing they do with this new, fresh organization is they trade up in the first round and they grab a quarterback, of all things. Not something to help Aaron Rodgers. No protection, no toys to play with, no wide receiver. They draft Jordan Love. So what is his response to that? Back-to-back MVPs. That's what he does with, oddly enough, the offensive coordinator that we have right now. And, oddly enough, the wide receiver that we have right now. So we have a little bit of that group over here. But now we hear Aaron Rodgers says he was really close to just saying, you know what? It's been a great career. I'm going to hang it up. But when he came out of the darkness, he heard that the Packers had already been moving on and doing all the things. They didn't wait for him to say, and he felt slighted. And he said, I'm coming back. I'm not coming back with you. I'm going to play with the Jets. So he's motivated by the same chip, the same kind of energy that he's been motivated by before. So we're getting that guy. Now we also have the Packers fans would lead us to believe that the 2022 campaign was an indicator of Aaron Rodgers slipping. He's on his way down to 3,700 yards, which would be the highest we've seen I mean, we had the miracle Fitzpatrick weirdness, but a lot of that was Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker. If you go back and watch it, there's crazy catches and all kinds of weird stuff. But be that as it may, Fitzpatrick had 39 and change. But Aaron Rodgers is 3,700 yards was like the tops for us for outside of that Fitzpatrick here for like 20 years. It's crazy. 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions last year. It's, if we only get that, we're going to be getting the best quarterback play that we've seen in a very, very long time. And we are getting a motivated Aaron Rodgers. So let's talk about that. Now, Jacob Finnegan's here. I see Ant-Man and Hank and Racing Jason and Leo. Everybody's here. This is great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jets forever. It's good to see you, my friend. I know you're upset about Conor McGovern, evidenced by this comment right here. I don't think it's, again, you live on the extremes, and that's fine, but I don't see it that way. No, I think we should upgrade. I still think we should be drafting a center. And look, at bare minimum, you know what your floor is for the most part. And I think that's a solid, solid move. You know what the floor is. And look, truth is, Aaron Rodgers isn't Zach Wilson or Mike White. If he's seeing something he doesn't like, he's going to tell him. He's going to be like, buddy, that's enough of that. Like, you need to X, Y, Z. And if Conor McGovern doesn't shape up, then they'll deal with it. I see that happening if need be, and it's a positive. Irving is here. What's up, Irving? Song to you. Song. I like song. George Bazzola's in the house. Right on. Mitt's here. Snoopy's here. The old gay size. I know. I'm going to make a gay size t-shirt. I'm working on it. Let's see. Hey, Aunt Gina's in the house. You should be excited, Gene. This is the best quarterback we've ever had. You watched Namath. I didn't watch Namath, so I didn't get that. I got Kenny O. I got Richard Todd, Kenny O. I got Chad Vinny. We had great years, right? We had great years, but we didn't have great quarterbacks. This is only going to be a year or two, but I think it's going to be 3 years, 2 years minimum, and we'll talk about that in a second. So Scott Wilson's here. Eric Craig is here. Yeah, there you go. I timed it for you, Eric. I know your schedule, buddy. Our good buddy Harry, who's on the mend, is back in full swing. He's excited. Harry needs a win, he's told me. He needs it. He's like, dude, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. Alpha Anaconda, you should be hyped. I'm hyped too. This is good. R&R is here. Right, Celebration Day. Ron Duffney. Curly Norman. Look at all these people. This is fantastic. I love you guys. Finnegan's here. David D. Yeah, man, look at all these guys. Right. The hell with the picks. So this is what it is. Hello to everybody else. Kareem's here. I see Malone Labe is here. Hawk's in the house. Everybody's here. Hennessy. So, Mr. Bucks, hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Congrats on the new quarterback, GreenBean. Wire Jets fan. Well, we're going to talk about that. So thank you. Now look, is that not a respectful fan, right? He's got no horse in this race. He says, hey, man, congrats. He knows it's a good thing. Congrats to you. I wish I was as good of a fan. I'm kind of a grump, Bucks Nation. I really am. But you're a good dude. You're sincerely, I mean that. You're a good dude. And thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the love. And if you guys haven't followed Mr. Bucks Nation, you should. He's one of the good guys. He's one of the good guys out there. So King Blaze says we need a better starting center, one that will fight for his team, not just stand there and let this quarterback get hit. One of the bugaboos, right? We all see that. There's nobody that can defend Conor McGovern in this capacity. I mean, one time he kind of defended Mike White in 2021, but he just doesn't do that, and it's bullshit. The center in particular, but all the offensive linemen should be ferociously protecting their dudes, particularly the quarterback, and I agree with that. And Conor McGovern doesn't do that. So, look, I think a lot of us feel the same way. A lot of us. I mean, a couple people have expressed to me they're so happy McGovern's back. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy that we have that floor because the guy that we got from the Ravens, his name is escaping me. I want to say Casillas, but that ain't it. Costanza, something like that. But we know what the floor is. What I perceive as the plan is to go ahead, draft a center. Now, you don't have to draft one in the second if he's not the best player available. You can wait. You can grab a Steve Avila. You can grab a Stromberg, a Patterson, a Whippler a little bit later if they slide. You can do that. You have that flexibility. If there's a guy on your board that's like first round grade and he's still sitting there, those kinds of things. So it gives you that flexibility, and I think that's a smart move. Joe Douglas doesn't like to have his back against the wall, and I like that. So let's talk about this. So the Aaron Rodgers trade takes place. The New York Jets, as we know. Hello, WilliamsFrog. It's good to see you. So we're going into the draft this week, a couple days away, and now we know what our draft picks will be. So the trade looks like this. The Jets gave up their first and sixth round picks this year, in addition to the one we all thought we was going to do. That was going to go. The pick that we traded Elijah Moore for. So we could just say it's Elijah Moore. That's what I like to do. I'm going to spin it this way. So Elijah Moore gains us a second round pick. So that's the pick that we got for him. So we give 42 and our first plus our sixth. Now we get in return their first and their fifth and Aaron Rodgers, right? So that's this year. We get Aaron Rodgers there, but everybody's like, oh, the picks is lopsided. Don't forget about Aaron Rodgers, dude. That's a big, big piece of this, right? So we slide back 2 spots. In the first, we slide up 37 spots from the 6th to the 5th, which is big. Joe Douglas, who's been able to find players. I mean, look, dude, let's just stop there for a second. We'll get into the next year thing in a moment. But let's just point out, Joe Douglas has found guys like Michael Carter II, Jason Pinnock, who's no longer with us, but clearly he's a player, right? He's found these guys in the 5th, 6th. He's done this. He's able to find talent back there. He's shown us. And he's not going to hit on every guy, but he's shown us he can do that. So moving up 37 spots in that little pocket of picks is a smart thing. 37 picks is nothing to bat an eyelash at. That's more than a full round. So very, very well done. Again, people are like, I don't give a shit about a 5th round pick. Well, Joe Douglas does. I do. It's one of the things that I like most about him is that our previous regimes, a la Tanny with Rex or Idzik, they seem to like throw away the 6th and 7th. They don't care. They Scotty McKnight, Taj Boyd, those kinds of guys. And it's bullshit, man. You can find players there. All kinds of players get found from the 4th to the 7th round. All sorts of players. If you have a regime that prioritizes that, or at least values that, you can do things. That's where your developmental guys come from. That's where the pipeline comes from. Once you get past the 3rd round, if you're like, whatever, man, do what you want. That's a failing organization. The Steelers, the Ravens, they find guys there. That's what they do. Dallas, they find guys back there. Bill Belichick has found guys back there. So you want to be able to do that. So jumping up 37 picks, while it's not a first or it's not pick 42, of course, it is valuable. So we flip-flop two times. One was in their favor. We slide back 2 picks, which is valuable, but it's not the end of the world, right? We all saw that one coming. I put it in my Jets pod this week. I saw that one coming. But the other one is in our favor. So yeah, we gave a 6th, and but that's we gained in that one. So that's a net Jets. Pick 42 is straight up. That's a good pick. It's a solid pick for them. They get to use that on Jordan Love. That's in their favor, of course. And then we have the pick next year, which is contingent upon 65% playing time for Aaron Rodgers. 65% this year. Now, what happens if he doesn't play 65% of the snaps? We're in trouble, right? We're in trouble. So then it becomes it stays a 2nd round pick. If he does play more than that, the plan is that we're deep into the playoffs and it becomes a late 1st round pick, which depending on how late we win the Super Bowl, I mean, it's all but a 2nd round pick, which is valuable, of course, but it is what it is. It's not our usual first, our top 10 or top 15 picks that we always have, top 5. So the thing is this, is that you were always going to pay for this guy. We talked about it ad nauseum. There were Jets fans telling me we shouldn't give him more than a 4th. I mean, we laughed at that shit. It was like, come on. It's not real, guys. It's not real. You're going to pay. You're going to pay something. And what did we talk about numerous times about when is a good deal achieved? When both sides feel as though they lost something. They gave up something they didn't want to. Now, Joe Douglas said today in his presser that the 13 and 15 swap was one of the things that was most recently added. So Joe Douglas was holding firm on that first round pick thing, and he threw that in at the end. What does that lead you to believe? And from my perspective, it sounds like this. He was always willing to do that. He held it back for months. At the end, he goes, all right, I'll give you the first, but you give me, we'll do that. And you add value to the second and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then it's done. But Joe Douglas was always willing to do that. That's what I think. I mean, why wouldn't you be willing to do that? It's fine. So in my opinion, we paid. But in my opinion, we got a guy, this is well worth getting Aaron Rodgers, assuming he's Aaron Rodgers and he's not some old fogey that can't walk. He needs a cane, when he walks out or something like that. But that's not who he is. People said to me, one of the concerns is that now we have to deal with his retiring every year. I said, when did he retire? When did Aaron Rodgers retire again? What, because he says I need 2 months to decide? Okay. Especially for us, we're an intense bunch of people. It could feel, but he's played for them for 18 straight years. He's never left. He didn't retire and come back. He didn't do any of that shit. He just takes his time. He just says, okay, well, I'm going to go evaluate my life and I'm going to come back and tell you. Now, it could be annoying, sure, but I don't see it as the end of the world. I'm a firm believer that the specific way that this is all constructed, Aaron Rodgers is playing for 2 years. That's what I see. Now, if he wins a Super Bowl, maybe he leaves on a high note. I don't know. But I think he's going to play for 2 years. That's what it looks like to me. It just looks like that. Joe Douglas and Aaron Rodgers have had conversations, and he's like, don't worry about it. I'm playing for 2 years. Momtaz checking in. So here's one of the upsets. We're just going to transition. This is perfect, Momtaz. So let me just close real quick. So I think it's what we would actually call, this is going to sound crazy, everybody. It's a fair deal. It's fair. We didn't fleece. They didn't fleece. There is no fleece. But let's see what Momtaz said. That's my side. Okay, let's see what I respect Momtaz, so we're going to hear what he has to say. He's upset because we are fleeced. Got a 40-year-old quarterback with sub-40 quarterback rating for a sub-40 quarterback rating. For a first and high second. More and no guarantee Roger even stays 1 year. Green Bay had no leverage and told everyone they don't want Rodgers still. So you think that's a fleece, huh? Well, look, if you look at it through that lens, so why would we say 40-year-old quarterback? 40-year-old, what's the negative of 40-year-old quarterback? Do you think he's washed? That's the negative. Do you think Tampa Bay was upset about getting a 40-plus-year-old Tom Brady? So that's Tom Brady. Great, that's Tom Brady. But you do realize that literally 1 year removed, Aaron Rodgers was a 2-time MVP with no resources used on his weapons. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's the negative. So when we say that, Momtaz, when we say we got a 40-year-old quarterback, well, what's the negative? The negative is that he's old and he sucks, but he hasn't sucked. And when people talk about last year, again, 3,700 yards outside of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Go back and look. It is a long time since we've seen 3,700 yards. 26 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Take a look. It's been a long time since the Jets have seen 26 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. And again, that's last year with a broken thumb, different offensive coordinator, number one wide receiver traded away, and a bunch of rooks and second-year guys. So I'm saying, I hear you, But 40-year-old quarterback shouldn't scare anybody because he's still playing at a high level. And we just saw Matthew Stafford go to the Rams and win a Super Bowl. We just saw Tom Brady go to the Bucs and win a Super Bowl. We just saw it. So it's this whole 40-year-old quarterback thing doesn't have the same kind of, negative connotation as it did maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, even maybe. 40 is like the new 30 for a lot of these guys. Now, for our quarterbacks make it 3 years. The guys we bring in. But I hear you, Momtaz. But again, in sub 40 quarterback rating, well, why are we looking at that? Why cherry pick? Like, look at the production on the field. Look at the production on the field. Again, I'm laying out the numbers. We could look right at it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at his stats. It's stats time, everybody. Let's take a look at his stats. You want to look at the stats? Let's take a look at the stats. Let's take a little look-see. So this is the 40-year-old quarterback we're getting. So he says, where's this quarterback rating? So look, I like that. So this is the whole thing. So like, again, this is what we call a cherry pick. Now, granted, what I will give you is that it's the most recent season. So, but it's a cherry pick because look at his career. Literally never sniffed that before. Never. Now let's look at his completion percentage. 64.6. Momtaz. That's the highest we've had. I'm telling you, in his down year. 64.6. I don't know about you, Momtaz, but that's 65 to me, where I come from, baby. Right? That's where I come from. That's 65. That's how we count. So let's look at it, right? It's like, so look, here we go. He played 17 games, another rarity for the New York Jets. 17 games last year with a broken thumb. He's 350 for 542, 65% completion percentage. Again, 36.95. That's 37 where I come from. 5 yards here, there, blah, 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 blah. 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 177 first downs through the air. Fucking crazy, dude. This is insanity. 58-yard long. And he's got, this is on, so 6.8 yards per attempt, but how much of that is on the inexperience of the receivers and all those kinds of, again, like it's a whole new thing, a new offense. And this is what we're talking about. So I don't have the same concern, buddy. I don't. I hear you. But again, I've been kind of filtering through both positives and negatives, but plenty of Jets fans are very upset. They feel like I can't see a fleece unless you only look at the negatives. Like if you're going to bring up a sub 40 quarterback rating when it's never happened before in his career, I raise you completion percentage, actual yards, touchdowns to interceptions. Who's rating these quarterbacks anyway? Who is it? Famous Jay checking in. He says, I'm not worried. Aaron Rodgers gave JD assurance he is all in for the next 2 years to justify the cost. When the Jets clinch the playoffs spot 8 months from now, no one is thinking about this trade. Now, where do you get off saying that, Famous Jay? Could it be that you have experience with this? Could it be that you have experience with being around people being upset with the capital given to gain a player, and then when the player is successful, nobody can even remember what the capital is? Is that what you're trying to say? Now, the one that I like to use most is Darrelle Revis, because look, a lot of you guys, there's younger people in here, right? So you guys don't remember about this end of it. You watch Revis and everything, and there's a lot of you guys that I've talked to, thousands of you. There's a lot of guys that, or girls for that matter, a lot of people. You weren't online talking Jets during that time back in 2007. I was. I was online on the Greenhouse and Jetnation and Rivals. I was online. Dude, I used to work at AT&T in the shipping department. I was there for 8 hours every day. My job consisted of about 3 to 4 hours of work. That's the truth. And I had to be like ready for work. You know, that was the thing. So if they said, hey, we need I said, okay, there's a delivery. I had to do those things. But essentially, for 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours, I sat and talked Jets online for 6 years at AT&T. That's what I did. And that was all during that time. It was from like the Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, you know, stealing them from the Pats, all the way through to now. I've been online talking Jets. And let me tell you something. Fans were livid. There were other cornerbacks that are just as good. All those kinds of things we could have did. Just like we say we could have, should have got Carr for no picks. And I was in that camp. You know that. I was totally fine with just going ahead and signing Derek Carr nice and clean. He'll be your quarterback the next 5 to 10 years, and you got it. But let me tell you, the first season, Revis wasn't like Revis, but he had a very strong rookie season. By year 2, nobody could even remember what the hell we gave up for him. That's the truth. I was like, oh, yeah, nobody gave a damn. Why? Because he was a stud. He was the best player on the field. You could see it. And then, obviously, when 2009 came, it was like, geez, this guy. Oh, my God. Nobody knows. Nobody can even tell. Like people got to look it up to see what the hell we gave up in the Revis trade. Nobody cares because he's a friggin' Hall of Famer. The rare Jets draft pick who he slid out a little bit in a couple days. He left for a little bit, but he came back. He started a Jet and he ended a Jet, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Dude, that's rare for us. It's rare. Even Curtis Martin, who's a Jet, started with New England for 3 years. Right? Mawai, longest tenure with the Jets, 8 years with us. I think it was 4 or 5 with the Titans, and he had 3 or 4 with the Seattle Seahawks. But he was a Jet, but he wasn't ours. If we get Mangold in or somebody like that, but Klecko finally got in. Took him 25 friggin' years to get Klecko in there. How old is Aaron Rodgers, by the way? We keep calling him 40. I want to. He's 39. December. He won't be 40 till we're making the playoffs, dude. He's 39 years old, everybody. Let's keep it real. Gina Arena gave me that one. Who's Gina Arena? Who is this Gina Arena? What do you know, Gina Arena? What is this? Dude, Gangrene David's in the house. Look at that guy. What's up, GGD? It's good to see you. He's psyched about Aaron. You should be. I'm psyched about him too. And we're going to try to process all this stuff. So we have some contract stuff to look at. Now, you guys know my weaknesses with contracts, so we're going to stumble and bumble all the way through it, Dave. That's what we're going to do. Gangrene David. How great is that? When I started this thing, Gangrene David was already entrenched, and he helped me, man. Gangrene David gave me tips. It's the truth. You guys remember Dave. He's the shit. Let's see. Pooch Guy says, Bean, can you tell us the news you hinted at? I told you guys on Thursday. I didn't hint, Pooch. I told you the news. I'll tell you again. How's that sound? You want to hear the news? All right, so, yeah. This is the thing. So, wait, Pooch Guy, I see other comments. So, Pooch Guy, the news that I had for you guys, and I did tell you guys. Remember I said I waited till whatever, there was 390 of us in there or whatever. And then I said, here it is. So, I got a call about 15 minutes prior to the Monday Night Mock. Was that last night? It seems like, honestly, days. Oh, you're talking about Thursday? No, I can't tell you that one, but I'll tell you this one. Okay, I can't. I told you guys about Mims. I told you guys about Becton, and I told you guys about the Jets draft plans and all that kind of stuff. So, and who knows if any of it's true? But Conor Excuse me. Connor Hughes corroborated all of it. So that's confirmation to me. But anyway, so what I was saying the other night, for any of you guys who weren't with us last night in the mock, which seems like a week ago to me. It was last night. So I got a call 15 minutes prior to the mock from an inside guy that gives me stuff. And he said, I want to tell you something. I said, okay. Oh, I'm ready. And he said, Joe Douglas is actively attempting to trade back from 15 to recoup some of the picks for this year. He wants more that like second, third. He wants players there. I think they value, like, I guess being at 15, like there's a group of players up top and then there's a mess behind it. And they feel as though the value might be better having more a little bit later than the 15. So Joe Douglas is, and again, this is just my tip. This is my little news. But he said he's actively looking to trade back from 15 to recoup picks. And he's also got his eye on next year's picks. He would like to trade back like with someone a little bit further and maybe get like a third this year and a first next year, or third and something like that. He'd like to do that. That's what I was told. Pretty interesting, right? Hold on. Whoops. I wrote the wrong word. I hate when I have a very itchy thumb, dude. It sends, I don't even proof. You know what I mean? You got to proofread it. I meant to say live now, and I wrote love. I guess as far as autocorrects go, not the worst in the world, right? Well, there you go, Pooch guy. Let's see. Slago says, listen, if for some reason Rodgers at 39 entered the draft, he'd be taken number 1 overall. That is a great point. Do you guys agree? I'm going to put that poll. I'm going to put a poll in here for you guys. Let's see if you guys believe what Sluggo said just now. What do you think? Hold on. Oh, nobody's hitting the milk thumbs. What's going on? Come on, guys. Hit those milk thumbs. I just signed on. There's no likes. You guys got to do the like thing for me. It helps the channel. It's so easy. And if you guys haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you want to have fun with all our emojis, I'll throw some up there for you guys right now. You can join the stream beaners. There you go. Little Fireman Ed action. He's all psyched. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Little freeze bean. There we go. Got lots of fun emojis for you guys. You get free super chats and all that jazz. So let me put this poll up there for you guys. Where the hell did the chat go? All right, here we go. Do you guys think would A-Rod be drafted number 1 overall if he entered this year's draft? Oh my God. All right, there it is. Yes, no. There it is. It's out there. Let me know what you think. We'll look at that. We'll see if you're right. Sluggo, that's good. D-Rob, remember that shit? Remember Jet Freely, man. Remember D-Rob? That's a terrible trade. Now think about this. We just gave up. Just so we're clear. We just gave up. We swapped picks. So we slid back 2 spots. We gave a second and a second next year. And then we just gained a round from the 6th to the 5th. You can't exclude that. People are not told, dude, that's important. That's a big gain. 37 picks. Let's look at the D-Rob trade. Hold on here. Dwayne, I know it was 2 first, but I think it was more. See what it was. Jet Freely. Bet heavily and lost. Look, big time. Let's see. Target. What do we give? The Jets and coming Josh Evans. Blah 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 blah. So what do we give? I can't see what the hell they. All right. So we trading 2 first-round picks, 13 and 22nd overall in exchange for the 4th pick. So we traded 2 first-round picks to move up to get Dwayne. We gave significantly more, just so we're clear on where we stand these days and who we got running it and all that stuff. We traded more capital for Dwayne Robertson than we did for Aaron Rodgers. Just let that sink in for a minute. Let that. Sorry, I hit back on the wrong tab. I was like, oh shit. There we go. Milk those thumbs, a fungus among us. That's right. So you guys are the best. So yeah, man. Let me make sure there's nothing I missed, because when I went back, it clears everything. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody. So all right. So yeah, of course, Sluggo. Of course. Oh, wait, I hear myself. There it is. So, all right. So the other thing is the contract. So we assumed his 58 point whatever $million bonus. Now, I want to point something out. I don't know how to count, right? So there's that. So doing $58 million and all that kind of stuff isn't going to work for us, for me. But I will say, our buddy Ryan. So look at this. I'm going to show you guys something here. Ryan, on the other hand, from Jets Talk 24/7, one of my close pals, is smart in this regard. Okay. I have my strengths, but not this. So, Fat Gandalf, what's up, buddy? I see. Dark Soul just here. Look at all you guys. This is great. So here's the article. I'm going to open this up for you guys. So it says reports pick up his $58.3 million bonus, and it insinuates that we gained $43.7 million of cap space. It's not entirely true. So it says, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Packers will pick up Rodgers' guaranteed bonus of $50 million, converting into a signing bonus, getting $43 million cap space. The Packers report take his physical. Yeah. So this is weird. The Packers will pick up the guaranteed. So they create, which makes our cap hit for Aaron Rodgers $15.7 million. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. So Ryan jumps in and he says this. It's a little deceiving. Rodgers' option was always, quote, assumed as exercise. Like it was obviously going to be exercised, because that allows you to lump it all up and spread it out over the course of numerous years, as opposed to hit one big hit. So this doesn't actually create any cap space. It would only have removed cap space had the option been declined. You see that? So there's a way to, like, you can spin this and say, look, we just created 40, but it's not entirely true. We just didn't gain that cap hit because it was exercised. Do you see it? So the bottom line is that we're getting Aaron Rodgers, where Zach Wilson costs just a tick under $10 million. We're getting Aaron Rodgers for this year for 15.7. Now you're going to have to pay money later. But you know what? Let me just tell you guys this. I could give two shits about what Woody has to pay, with all due respect, right? With all due respect. If he goes broke, we go broke. So I'm not rooting for the guy, but he's got plenty of money. He doesn't care. That's right. There it is. Matt O'Leary just confirms Ryan is the brains of our operation. Right, Matt, how many times are you and I like, wow, right? Ryan's like, let me show you guys something I was working on. We're always like, geez, oh my God, wow, man, that's amazing. We don't know what's going on. Ryan is the brains. It's fun. It's funny to hang out with Ryan, dude. Makes you feel stupid. If you bring your ego to hanging out with Ryan, and for me, for Ryan and Matt, let me just call it what it is. But like, if you bring your ego into that, you're going to be all pissed off. You'll be like, God, I hate that guy. He's always trying to rub it in my face. Rah, rah, rah. But that's not what he's doing at all. He's just excited about things he's working on. So you go in there, if you can be, just kind of enjoy learning from him, which Ryan teaches anybody who wants to. He'll teach you and he'll stay with you for hours. He's the best. If you go in like that, Ryan is the most impressive young man in many ways, dude. But even Matt, dude, I'm telling you, you want to talk about the brick of the group. It's right here. I'm the brick. I'll say a joke, sure, but that's the way that goes. It's kids watching a magic show. Oh, it's such a good way to say it, Matt. It really is the truth. Like, we hang out together a lot, like before streams, after streams. Ryan's just showing us magic. We're like, wow, it's so good. Show us again. How'd you do that? He goes, well, we're like, forget it. I don't know what the hell you just said. Just show us the magic trick. That's what it is. Thanks for hanging out, Matt. It's good to see you, buddy. I feel like I was saying, like the Monday Night Mock was last night. We were together like hours ago. It feels like a month. It feels like a week at least. So Sean says $15 million for one of the best ever under center. What did Ravens just pay Odell for 1 year? Dude, Sean O'Brien with the comment of the day. That is a great perspective shift. So like Momtaz, right? You look at this stuff. Sure, we gave up picks and all that, but as far as the money side, we just got Aaron Rodgers for 2023 for pretty much the same price that the Ravens just paid for Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, and by the way, Odell Beckham Jr. didn't waste any time getting accused of assault. Now, the club owner said it's not real or whatever, but who knows? He could be on the take. We don't know. The whole thing around Odell is like, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's drama, and it's always surrounding this guy. It doesn't matter if it's real. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Sluggo, Matt, Sluggo says, plus Ryan's the cutest. I don't know if I agree. I might, but I'm going to keep that one close to the vest. What's up, Kelvin? Good to see you. All right, let's see what you guys are thinking. So I'm going to look at the poll in just a minute. Let us know. Again, it's all about perspective shifts. Like, if I'm being honest with you guys, and I always try to do just that. Always. Doesn't always work, but I always try. Okay. I do my best to be straight up and honest with you guys. My first impression of the trade was tilted toward we gave too much. Now, to be fair, it was presented to me in a way that was a little bit different. It was like we gave up a fifth. You know what I mean? Like that. It was like that. Like when I first looked, Dom told me about it. I read it. And then I went and looked, and I saw something that said the Jets gave 13, 42, 170, and 207. I was like, and next, I was like, holy cow, we caved, you know? But that's not what it was. It wasn't that at all. So, oh, that's right, Matt. We have a thing tonight too. Holy cow, I got to get off. I forgot. I would have remembered. I have reminders, but I got to go take a nap. I like naps on Tuesdays. I'm a Tuesday nap guy. Thank you, Kelvin. Look at this. GreenBean is the cutest. I got one. I got one vote. Yeah, right. Wrong Verb says, if I want negativity about this team, I'll go watch ESPN. Isn't it funny? Like, I think I saw it on Matt's Twitter today. There are guys out there. It's just like, I mean, their whole job, you have to just remember, Wrong Verb, and I'm sure you do, but we have to remember that's by design. Like whenever there's two guys on and one guy's pro and one guy's, that's called good cop, bad cop. It's an old technique. Old. The first. It's like back there with the oxen and the plow. Like that's how old it is. And we fall for it. We go, oh, that guy's out there. But he's taking a side. They decide before, which side are you on? Okay, I'll be over here. That's what they do. It's fine. You got to know that. So the one guy, I think it was on Matt O'Leary's Twitter, if you're looking for it. But the guy's like, it's not a big deal. Aaron Rodgers doesn't move the needle. He's old. He's tired, whatever. And he goes, the Jets are going to be an 8-9 or 9-8 win team at best. They're going to be third in the division. Third in the division to who? To who? Are we still talking about the Bills like they're a juggernaut? I mean, look, they're a good team, but can we be honest for a sec? What the fuck have they done? What have they done? It can be argued they're getting worse. It can. The Jets beat them last year with Zach Wilson. He threw 154 yards. The Jets beat them. Okay? The next game, the only reason we lost by one score was because of a C.J. Mosley freakout, which led to that score. He just freaked out. Jumped over the line on trying to get us to jump, but he wasn't going to let him get it. You get it that way, you're not getting it by doing it. I mean, whatever. It's a mistake. He's a vet. He's a smart, cerebral player. He had a freak out. And then later when we were going to beat him, Michael Carter fumbled. That's it. That's why we lost. But the fact that it's a one-score game with us, with no quarterback play, like, you got to look at that. Who are they? They get to the playoffs, they lose. Josh Allen's a choke artist. He's been choking for years. He fumbles, he throws picks at the wrong time. It's not saying they're not a good team. It's not saying that they're formidable. Totally. But can we please stop just writing their name in as the best? The Patriots, please. Zach Wilson gave them the first game, and they helped steal it. If we didn't get the JFM penalty and before the first half, that game was a wrap. Zach looked good that first half. Came back, and right before the second half, he just started to erode. And he gave the game away, and they kept him in there. The second game, please. The special teams, please, dude. I don't want to hear about how they're better than us. The Dolphins? Please. Now, any one of them can be whatever. That's fine. But just saying that, give me a break. Adding Aaron Rodgers to what we have here, we kept almost the entire team together. Who did we lose? Sheldon Rankins, Nathan Shepard, potentially Quan Alexander. Who? Drew Samia? Who? I like to know who. That's what I want to know. I want to know who dares say that these teams are just better than us. The Bills lost Dable, and you saw it. You saw that like magic quarterback shit go right over to the Giants, man. Don't forget, Giants fans, New York media, everybody and their mother was saying Daniel Jones is going to be gone. What did Dable do? He made him a $40 million man. That's what he did. Him and Kafka, or Kafka. One's the Indian dish I love, and one is the coach of the Giants offense. Molly Kafka? You guys like that? Who likes Molly Kafka? Give me a fire emoji in there if you know what I'm talking about. Give me some Molly Kafka. Totally, dude. And not for nothing, out of the group that we interviewed, I wanted coaches that were outside of the group we interviewed. But out of the group that we interviewed, Dable was my number one. You know? And you saw it, dude. He instantly changed that entire organization. Now, you could argue Salah's a slower burn. Sean O'Brien knows. Kafka is the quarterback's name. The coach's name. And Molly Kafka. I got to know. I got to look this up, guys. Let me see here. Molly. How do you spell it? Molly Kafka. Food. Oh, I'm doing the wrong tab again. Thank you. Where's the right tab? Wait. Molly Kafka. Let's see. Kafka. There it is. Look at these things. Oh, my good. You guys like that? You into that? All right. We don't have to do that all day. But, yeah, that's the good stuff. Nobody know. I got one fire emoji in the whole damn thing. Pedro checking in. What's up, Pedro? GreenBean, these haters are saying some wild things. We are a top 4 team in the AFC. It's the Chiefs, Bengals, Jets, and Bills. Haters, prove me wrong. Right. And who's to say we beat the Bengals. And that was 2 years ago. But the last year, we were still getting our ducks in a row. Don't forget, it was the Bengals game that Quinnen Williams lost his mind on the defensive line coach, White Cotton, and everything changed. Even in that second half, it was a different team. Different team. It popped right during the Bengals. The Bengals are good, dude. Burrow, Chase, Boyd, all those guys. Higgins. Like, they're a studly bunch. But, dude, Sauce, DJ Reed, they'll take care of those guys. Michael Carr, don't worry about it. We'll take care of them. Especially when Quinnen and Huff and all the guys, Jermaine Johnson coming. Dude, we're going to ruin people's day next year, man. Don't forget, dude, our defense did its job. Our offense could not keep up. The defense, the first 7 or 8 games of the year, they had at least one turnover every game. So, right, Pedro. I'm with you, dude. I really am. It's crazy. So the trade is good. And on top of it, we signed Conor McGovern. Like, again, am I cheering it? Not necessarily, the Conor McGovern move. But I got to say, it is a strong move because it gives you that flexibility. It raises the floor. You now at least know what you have, where you stand, and there's a belief that a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers can absolutely elevate the play of his center. The relationship, dude, you got to do X, you got to do Y. That's not right. He's going to do those things. Where Zach's just like, I don't know, he's afraid to talk to anybody. He can't even hit his screen. So he's in his head, poor kid. Right? That's right, Joe. That's right. Rich says 15 TDs, 40 mil. Yeah, well, hey, that's up to them. Right? Think about this. Aaron Rodgers had 26 TDs. Hater Ali checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, Zach Wilson didn't give us Rodgers, Woody, Joe D, Robert, and last, but definitely not least, our new OC. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, you know? I mean, look, if Zach was playing at even like a, who we got? I don't know. Let's just say he was playing, top 15 quarterback ball. We're not signing Aaron Rodgers. We're going forth. Dude, if he played top 15 ball, we were in the playoffs last year. There's no doubt. There's no doubt, man. Oh, yeah, he's going to be there. Aaron Rodgers is going to own this town, dude. Aaron Rodgers is going to own this whole place. Anders reminding us of the anniversary today, 14 years ago, we got Mark Sanchez. There you go. Anybody know what Mark Sanchez's best year was, yardage-wise? Let's take a look. Why not? Let's take a look at some stuff. Mark Sanchez, let's just take a look. So we can see what it is that we're talking about. We got to look at things through the correct lenses, my friends. It's very, very important. You can't look at things as singular items. You need perspective. All right. This is Mark Sanchez. His best year happened to be 2011. 3,474 yards. So, 250 less than Aaron Rodgers. Same touchdowns. Look at Marky Mark. 18 picks. So he had 4 more interceptions. And 172. This is a good year for Mark Sanchez, man. But still, it's still less. 56.7% completion percentage. And a 42.1 quarterback rating. See it? But look, 2009, 53% or 54, 2,400, 12 and 20. 2010, 32-91, 17 and 13. You see it, guys? And let me tell you something. We were excited by this. This is what we get. Aaron Rodgers' worst year, which was last year, is better than what we've seen here in a long time. Well, there you go. All right, guys. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What's no, yeah, you were already saying his rookie year. No, it was actually 2011. Isn't that funny, Soldier? Because and we didn't make the playoffs. You don't think that, but that was his best year by far. We should have made the playoffs. Antonio Holmes was a peckerhead. They were all peckerheads. Rex Ryan let everybody go. And Tanny, Sean Ellis, Brad Smith, Leon Washington the year before. But Braylon Edwards, everybody. And they brought in Mason and Plaxico Burress. It was ridiculous, dude. Remember Koch? Once they did all that, he's like, I want out. He pushed his way out. And we let him go, and he went to the Steelers. Had 5 more great years. Jimenez, Greeny on Get Up was classic. Rex got the fan base even more hyped. I'm not sure what that is. I didn't see that. Get Up. So I'm not sure. But I'll take your word for it, though. Thank you, Johnny. All right. Peckerhead. That's right. It's one of my faves. Peckerhead and jerkweed. Nobody knows what the hell jerkweed is, though. But there it is, guys. So look, we have ourselves Aaron Rodgers. It is my opinion. This is my final assessment on the trade itself. If you believe that we did a great job, you're right. If you believe we got fleeced, maybe you're right. But here's what it really is. It's a fair deal. That's what we're seeing. This is what a fair deal looks like. They lost pretty much their greatest quarterback ever. And we got him. And he's got a chip on his shoulder. And we got his OC and his wide receiver and his backup quarterback and Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and Michael Carter and all the guys and Denzel Mims and all these guys. And he's going to come here and he's going to throw his first ever touchdown to a first-round pick. Let that sink in. The Packers have just allowed Aaron Rodgers to elevate that team forever. They haven't given him a first-round wide receiver ever. Isn't that crazy? He's never thrown 475 touchdowns, not one to a first-round wide receiver. It's insanity. It's robbery. It's tragedy. So there you go. Guys, enjoy the rest of the day. I will see you in just a few hours, 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes at Jets Talk 24/7's channel with Ryan and Matt O'Leary for the Talking Jets panel. I will see you over there. What do I end this friggin' show? I got to get some outros, man. Let's see. I'll end it with the thing. How's that? Guys, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Aaron Rodgers is our quarterback. Allow yourself to be happy. It's a good move. Big day. Coach Middleton,
yes,
what an unbelievable effort.
Yes,
your inspiration at halftime, they got it there, man.
Well, I appreciate your effort, man. Hell of a job. You should be proud of yourself.
I'm so proud of everybody. I mean, it's been a hell of a year watching this damn game, but whatever it freaking takes, offense, I freaking love the way y'all ran the ball today, man. That was freaking awesome. How about Braxton?